Hi guys, my name is Nonima Tigela. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I want us to talk about the Senzo Meyiwa case. Specifically the man that is always on Twitter, Umalume, answering by God's decisively, the genius Philos. Okay, there's something that he put down. He penned down something on Twitter. Okay, he typed down something on Twitter talking about the Senzo Meyiwa case, and I think there was about 24 points that he spoke of. Let's get through in that because he is hiding nothing. He is lashing out all on the state case. Okay, that's what he's doing on the state case. Quickly, let's get into doing that. Ne? He says, I like him. You guys know this. It's a thread. The lack of corroboration for Zungu's Basotho hostel party evidence of fabrication in the Senzo Meyiwa case. So that's what we're looking at. Constable Zungu claims he saw all 5 IQs celebrating at the Basotho hostel in Vosloorus on the night Senzo Meyiwa was killed. But here is the problem. There is zero independent proof this party happened or ever happened. Number 2, according to Zungu, the accused Sibiya Ntanzi, Mncube Mapisa, and Ntuli, known as Ngani, were allegedly together drinking and discussing the heat of Meyiwa. The testimony is the cornerstone of the state's case. It's the glue tying all accused together, but without corroboration, it looks like fiction. Number 3, not one resident, not one staff member, not one other guest from the Basotho hostel has confirmed that a party took place that night. No photo, no noise complaints, no casual recollections, nothing. In a communal hostel environment, that silence is deafening. Yeah. Number 4, the absence of corroboration makes Zungu's claim deeply suspicious. A single witness story about such a critical event with no supporting evidence cannot hold the burden of proof in a high-profile murder trial. Number 5, defense has been methodically dismantling Zungu's testimony. They've exposed inconsistencies between his ID kit descriptions, his previous statement, and his alleged knowledge of the accused. Even accused Sibiya denies ever being at the hostel that night of Senzo Meyiwa's murder. Number 6, the more cross-examination unfolds, the clearer it becomes Zungu's story isn't backed by reality. He lied. If the Basotho hostel party never happened, then the entire state narrative collapses because the case depends on proving the accused acted together. Common purpose. Number 7, the defense can easily turn this to their advantage. They could call hostel residents, caretakers, or community reps from Vosloorus to testify that no such party took place. That would create reasonable doubt, the ultimate weapon in any criminal defense. Number 8, and here's the bigger picture. This isn't the only uncorroborated claim in the Senzo Meyiwa case. The state case is full of gaps, from missing DNA matches to broken chains of evidence. Let's unpack them. But number 9, the DNA evidence. Captain Mampeshti Masetla testified that none of the accused DNA matched any samples from the crime scene, not on door handles, not on surfaces, not on clothing. So how were they supposedly inside their house during a struggle? Make it make sense. Make it make sense, okay? Number 10, broken chain of evidence. The state's own forensic expert admitted to missing crucial steps at the scene. Some evidence wasn't logged. Others weren't sealed. Once the chain of custody breaks, the evidence loses credibility permanently. I wonder if Judge Rata sees things like that. I wonder if Judge Rata sees things like that. Number 11, witnesses inside the Khumalo home gave contradictory versions of events, from the number of intruders to the sequence of actions. The robbery gone wrong story quietly evolved into a contract killing narrative without reconciliation. Number 12, despite confessions, the so-called confessions were never video recorded, never verified by independent witnesses, and allegedly obtained under duress. Without corroboration, those confessions amount to hearsay. 13, no proven motive. There is still no financial, digital, or emotional motive linking the 5 accused to either Kelly Khumalo or the alleged mastermind. No payment trails, no phone records, no communication, just speculation. Just speculation. 14, every one of these failures, from Zungu's unverified story to the missing forensic links, points to a prosecution built on assent. Over 10 years later, we still don't have proof, only narratives. Number 15, when the state closed its case in July 2025, it was painfully clear there is no watertight link between the accused and the murder of Senzo Meyiwa. No DNA, no witness from the hostel, no consistent storyline. Number 16, legal experts now argue the defense has enough grounds for discharge under Section 174 of the Criminal Procedure Act, the no case to answer clause, if the court agrees the accused could walk. 17, the heart of the matter, justice demands evidence, not emotion. If the Basotho hostel party is proven false or simply unproven, the entire chain tying the accused together collapses, and with it, the state's entire case. 18, Zungu's isolated story, no matter how passionately told, cannot convict 5 men of murder. The law requires proof beyond reasonable doubt, and the state has offered only stories beyond reasonable logic. 19, whether you believe the accused are guilty or not, the point remains. If the evidence doesn't stand, the conviction cannot. That's how justice works, even when the case is emotional, political, and painful. Number 20, the tragedy in that Senzo Meyiwa family still has no closure, because instead of a thorough, transparent investigation, we got a broken, politicized one. 10 years of confusion, 10 years of contradictions. 21, the Madlanga Commission's revelations about systemic corruption within SAPS, including links to senior officers handling cold cases, only deepens suspicion that the Meyiwa investigation was manipulated from the start. 22, until independent oversight cleans up the rot in the justice system, we'll keep seeing cases like this where truth drowns in politics and procedure. The Senzo Meyiwa trial isn't just about one murder, it's a mirror of a broken justice system. That one is very sad, guys, to even realize that we have such a problem. That one is very sad. Number 23, if the defense successfully proves Zungu's story false or uncorroborated, it won't just free the accused, it will expose the entire investigation as state-manufactured narrative meant to protect the real killers. Lastly, number 24, for the sake of Senzo, his family, and public trust in justice, South Africa deserves the truth, not coerced statements, not fabricated witnesses, not political cover-ups. Let the facts speak, not the spin. Hashtag Senzo Meyiwa trial, hashtag justice for Senzo, hashtag SAPS, hashtag Madlanga Commission. I think a lot of things have come to light. Even the chief of staff what's his name, Gabinde, has also mentioned that police can manufacture a case, can blunt you with things so that you may look like a criminal. He is the chief of staff of minister of police. That's what he said. So all of these things, they amount to one thing. There is cover up. Someone is being protected here. We don't know who yet. We have suspicions. We have suspicions who, but we don't know yet who. That's where we are. What are your thoughts when it comes to all of this? Because this is blowing my mind. And I'm like, this guy is good. This guy can actually sit you down and make you understand. Look at this. Like this one would have presented the entire 5 of the IQs alone and came out of there saying, I'm done. What do you want? What else do you want, Judge Rapta? How else can I prove it to you? That's what this guy does. So, guys, what are your thoughts when it comes to all of this? Because Nina, I'm shook. I'm shook, Shem. Let's talk in the comment section. I want to hear your views. Thank you so much. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye.